Okay, I'm Chad Smith, Principal Chief of the Cherokee Nation. Welcome to Native News Today.
Native News Today. Good afternoon and welcome to Native News Today. Myself, Jason Salzman, joined alongside Mr. Cherokee here, Gerald Wofford.
Well,
Gerald Wofford.
Jason, I'm humbled by that title that you gave
CO.
me, and oh golly, this is impressive. Jason here, of course, alluding to the Cherokee language of greeting there, saying hello in Cherokee. I didn't say arrivederci or anything else.
But there's a reason that we're talking about that. We got a big week here for the Cherokee National Holiday just happened, and you were down there getting a lot of great stuff.
That's true. This past weekend, the Cherokees celebrated their national holiday there in Tahlequah, so we ventured over there and covered some interesting stories, as we'll see in this week's episode of Native News Today, plus also some things happening here in Creek Country as well.
Big things happening here at Creek Nation. The Okemah Hospital, Creek Nation Hospital, has been in operation for many years now. We'll have a dental clinic going up, and we'll talk to Judy Aaron from the health department, as well as Tyler McIntosh, the administrator down there, talking about that new building going up, as well as we'll be talking to the Light Horse Chief of Police, Mr. Jack Shackelford, as he gives us the dime tour of the brand new Light Horse building here at the Creek Complex. All that and more on this week's episode of Native News Today. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Adman. Smoking is the leading cause of preventable death in the United States.
Hey, this is Craig Jeezy. Smoking accounts for over 400,000 deaths in the United States each year.
Yo, I'm the Silverback, and we're the Jasper Kings, and we'd like to invite you to join us at the Native Voice for Native Youth talent show and concert for tobacco prevention.
We have too many kids smoking when they're young.
Thanks, and we hope to see you there.
We got too many kids smoking when they're young. Got too many kids.
And welcome back to Native News Today. Jason Salzman, Gerald Wofford, as you mentioned. A lot of things happening in Indian Country this past week, and nonetheless, it happening there in Okemah.
A very big day, Gerald, for the Okemah community as well as the Creek Nation. They're in Okemah, the hospital, for many years in operation, serving the Creek citizens as well as other citizens from other tribes in that area. And the wonderful thing about the Okemah Hospital is we went to the groundbreaking for a new dental clinic. Now, talking to the administrator there and as well as some of the other health organization people within the Creek Nation, this is something that was very needed there at the Okemah site. People from that area having to travel long ways to get dental care and things like that. So I was talking to Tyler McIntosh, the administrator there, and Tyler was telling me, Jason, this is really going to help our citizens and the fact that they won't have to travel so much now. The gas prices are the way they are and everything like that. So the main thing about it is it's a more efficient way of caring for our people at the Creek Nation, and it's a great spot there in Okemah, and we were glad to be at the groundbreaking on that special day.
This day really marks a memory for us because our health system has struggled for a long time to be able to build buildings and to add new services. So in the past year, we've been working at developing the plan for the Okemah Dental Clinic. And really, this is just a catalyst for the things that are going to come. We're looking at renovations at our Okmulgee facility to be able to add more physicians there at that location. And in the next year, we'll be developing plans for a new clinic at Eufaula. So it's meeting more of the need that is out there that has not been met in prior years. In order to add new services, you have to have the facilities to do that. Right now we're so cramped for space that it's difficult to add anything that's needed. So the first step is to build the facilities, have the space available to add more providers to the health system, and then we can expand the services that are needed for the citizens that we serve and also the other Indian tribes in this area. We've looked at adding urgent care clinics to be able to create more access for our patients. Accessibility is something that we would like to improve on in the next year, and building the facilities will be a big part of meeting that need.
We feel that the health administration, we feel that, locating this facility down here and offering these services, currently you have to travel to Okmulgee or Eufaula, and we feel that bringing the services here closer to the Okemah community would better serve them, especially with increasing prices in gas. And as Ms. Aaron said, we're trying to identify services that we can get into our existing facilities. That is what's holding us back quite a bit. With the CT machine, where we've been able to expand an area in the hospital, we're going to be able to provide, hopefully within October 1st, start our CT services. That's definitely going to help with the hospital side, the ER side of what we are able to take care of, what comes through the doors. We can meet the needs and diagnose and treat what comes through our doors.
All right, and everybody out there that watches us on a weekly basis knows a little bit about me and Gerald, but I'll tell you one thing you may not know. This guy has a wonderful love for hot rod cars, and he's got a pretty slick Mustang that sometimes you can catch out here in the parking lot at the Creek Complex. So, Gerald, where does this love of cars come from?
I'll tell you what, there's just something great about having a muscle car, you know. I mean, the Mustangs, the Chevys, the Dodge Chargers, all of those, I mean, they're just a special part of American history, and you could even say a special part of Native American history. And the reason we bring up this subject is we went over to the Cherokee National Holiday, where so many events happening over there, Jason, so many things happening, but you wouldn't think that maybe a car show would be part of that schedule.
Yeah, it really is interesting, because you go to other festivals in little communities around that have nothing to do with natives, and sometimes they'll have car shows, but this is the first time I've really heard of this. And you were at the Cherokee car show, and you didn't put your Mustang in, did you?
No, I didn't, and I should have, but you know, I enjoyed myself over there in car heaven, if you will.
All right, we know a lot of things happen at the Cherokee Holiday this time of year. Stickball games, Indian fry bread contest, marble games, but a lot of people out there probably didn't know that the Cherokee National Holiday also has a car show. I'm talking with one of the men here who helps make this car show such a success. He brought his beast out from the Cookson Hills. Talking about Mr. Don Johnson here, not the man from Miami Vice, okay, but the man who is a master car craftsman. Don, tell us a little bit about your baby here.
It's a 1926 Model T Ford. Got a 540 blown alky motor, cranking out about 1,300 horsepower.
To a lot of us out here, this is automobile heaven. I tell you what, muscle car mania is going on here. One gentleman that helps keep that car tradition alive is Mr. Charles Gruce from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm standing right here next to him. His bad boy is right here behind us, this muscle machine. And Charles, I just want to ask you about it. What was your inspiration for creating this beautiful monster?
Well, I wanted to build a car that was different from everybody else's, and that kind of had its own stance, and it looked like a real hot rod.
Well, tell us the make and the model of it.
It's a 1932 Ford body. It's a fiberglass body, and it has overbob fenders and a few things on it that are unlike the traditional 32 Ford, but it's more of a hot rod type 32 Ford.
All right, we are continuing through car heaven here, talking with one of the creators of these bad boys, as we mentioned, Mr. Bob Fowler. Bob, tell us the make, the model, and the year of these cars that you created.
I got a 1923 T and Ford, and I got a 1927 T Ford.
So it's safe to say you're a Ford man, right?
Well, and Chevrolet. They got Chevrolet motors in them.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now that, to some car enthusiasts, that might be a little bit of stretching the rules or something. A Ford body with the Chevy motor inside it. Was that a difficult transition?
No, no. Chevrolet's a lot cheaper to build on motors.
Now, this opinion's of Mr. Fowler, okay, not the TV show, okay, what he's saying here. But you enjoy doing this, obviously, and everything. What is it, would you say, about America's fascination with the classic cars and the automobiles out here?
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good hobby to get into and keep these old cars going and everything, and I think it's a good deal to do.
You think regardless of 20 years from now we have cars that run on water and, you know, flying in the air or whatever, that people will still love to come out and see these cars?
Sure, I sure do. I think they will. I mean, just anything antique, they'd come out.
All right. Well, Bob Fowler, we appreciate your time and best of luck to you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Now, just so everybody out there doesn't flood the emails and the telephone lines up here wondering just what model that Mustang is you have, tell them out there, tell them a little bit about it.
Well, it's interesting too, that Mustang is celebrating its 40th anniversary. It is 40 years old. 1968 is the year of my Mustang.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the first year of the Mustang was 1965.
Little history lesson here.
Yeah, a little history there. Shelby Carroll very important member of that Mustang. But hey, that's that to the side here, talking a little bit about that. Another interesting event that happened during the Cherokee National Holiday was the crowning of this year's princess.
Yeah, and one of the things here at Creek Nation is we hold our princesses in high regard. It's just like that at the Cherokee Nation and other tribes as well. These are ambassadors to these nations. These young ladies do a wonderful job, make so many appearances and things throughout the year that they're at on behalf of the Cherokee Nation, and they hold them to a high standard. It's a wonderful thing. And this year's Miss Cherokee, Gerald, tell us a little bit about this Miss Cherokee.
Miss Feather Smith, and you'll hear more from her in this interview there at the Cherokee National Holiday.
As we mentioned, a lot of things happening out here at the Cherokee National Holiday right here in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. We are at the Cherokee Cultural Center, and it wouldn't be a national holiday without a princess to represent the great Cherokee Nation throughout the year. This lady that's standing right next to me is going to be fulfilling that duty for this year. Miss Feather Smith is the new 2008-2009 Miss Cherokee Nation. We appreciate your time. Tell us about how it feels to represent the tribe this year.
Oh, it's really exciting. It's an honor, and I just hope to really make everybody proud.
Well, about the competition specifically, when was it and what night were you crowned?
It was Saturday, the 23rd, and I was actually just crowned this morning at the State of the Nation address.
So you didn't know until this morning, is that right?
No, they went ahead and announced it on the 23rd, the night of the competition, but they didn't do the official crowning until this morning.
Okay, well that must have been quite an honor. And seeing you around here with your crown, tell us a little bit about this beautiful crown that you wear.
Actually, this crown, it's got the 7-pointed star on it, which is for the 7 clans. They've also got some feathers kind of coming off here on the sides, which is just kind of a traditional, tribal thing. And then it does say that, Cherokee Nation, and then it also has the Miss Cherokee on it.
Okay, now there's people out there watching here, and they're saying, Feather Smith, Feather Smith. I know that name. I've met that family somewhere and everything. Tell us a little bit about you, your family, where you're from.
My father's family, my mother actually grew up in Ohio. My father's family is from Lost City. My grandmother, Betty Smith, served on the tribal council. I've been a Little Miss Cherokee. I was just the Junior Miss Cherokee last year, and I gave that title up on the 16th, and then now I'm crowned with Miss Cherokee, and I'm also a Gates Scholar.
Wow, that's very impressive. As we mentioned, you're going to represent the tribe this year. It's quite an honor, as you mentioned, but what do you hope to accomplish as princess throughout this year?
I just really hope to educate other people on our tribe, and then of course to go out and make my tribe proud, and just to be a good role model for the younger kids.
Miss Feather Smith, 2008-2009 Miss Cherokee Nation. Feather, all the best of luck to you. Os Wadon. Jason, it seems like a lot of the stories that we cover over in Cherokee country, the word Gadoogie comes up a lot.
Yeah, every time almost that I've at an event where Principal Chief Chad Smith is speaking, he alludes to that spirit that really drives the Cherokee people from long ago and even now, and they hold on to that, and they've even incorporated it in some modern things and really honoring the veterans there, which is something that the native tribes in this state have really picked up the baton for and really went to bat for the veterans here in recent years.
That's right. They do have a memorial there honoring the Cherokee veterans, but they want to go one step further in creating a building there, construction, not only to honor the veterans, but they can have special activities and events in there. And they had a special meeting during the weekend of the Cherokee National Holiday, Chief Smith and others there, and finding out how the veterans feel about constructing a special building there for the Cherokee Nation veterans.
Okay, the tribe is wanting to build a new veteran center for us, which we're all really proud of. And what we're pushing for is to make this a community project. And by that I mean getting people from all walks of life to help build it and not just turn it over to maybe a construction company, but tribal members and those people that are families of vets, friends of vets, or anybody that feels good about vets. We'd like to have them help us out.
But really what we've began the discussion with tonight is that, a church is not the building, the church is a congregation. And so we try to determine if there's really an interest to honor veterans and to create a veteran center. And if there is, we would like to build one. And the way to determine that interest is if people would like to donate their time to actually building the building. And what happens when you do something like that is that when you're contributing your time and working with other people, and at the end of the day you said, I helped build that, it becomes meaningful.
My name is Foreman Ross. I live in Kenwood. I'm a retiree out of the military. I feel excited. I'm excited because we should have had one a long time ago for the veterans. We're ready. We'll load it up.
Well, it goes back to just Cherokee thought. There's a great word, Gadugi, and years and years and years of Cherokees would come together and help each other out. And so we've used this very successfully in our communities. We've built maybe 30 community buildings. We'll provide the materials, and the community doesn't get paid anything. Nobody gets a dollar. They all come down, they help build a building. They maintain it, they finish it out, they manage it. We've done water lines the same way, and folks will say, well, Indians won't get down there in those ditches and dig. Well, I tell you, the first ones in those ditches are the full-bloods and those folks that enjoy working and see somebody getting something other than themselves.
Well, I think it would serve a great purpose. I really do. Something to remember everybody by. If you've been, all these places, and then you can get a few of them together, especially at our age, well, if they have one, I will be there. And you always meet someone that you haven't seen for years, and maybe some of your old Army buddies too.
The basic framework and ironwork, I'm sure, will be done by professionals. We're just going to be finishing it out. But to the vets, it'll be something to be proud of. It's always been something that we've needed. There's office space, and there's a big meeting room where a lot of the local service organizations can meet. And we can also hold funerals there, funeral services for the vets that have passed on.
All right, let's take a quick break. You are watching the Native News Today. Connect your analog TV to a digital to analog converter box. Digital to analog converter boxes are in stores and have a one-time cost of $40 to $70. To help you pay for the boxes, the U.S. government is offering two $40 coupons per household. For more information on the coupons, visit www.dtv2009.gov or call 1-888-3888-2009 or 1-877-530-2634.
Hi, I'm Jason Salzman, and we're very proud of our program here at Native News Today. But what you may not know, it's just a small part of a fully functioning multimedia center, the Muskogee Creek Nation Communications Department. The Communications Department is involved in every aspect of media, whether it be print with the Muskogee Nation News, the official publication of the Muskogee Creek Nation, as well as graphic design. The graphic design department here can offer everything from event invitations to banners to even calendars and desk decals. It's all involved here, as well as photography, a professional grade studio where Muskogee Creek citizens can receive discount rates for things such as senior pictures and family portraits. So for all of your multimedia needs, please don't hesitate to come down to the Muskogee Creek Nation Communications Department, located in Altmauge at the Capitol Complex, or you can reach us by phone at 918-732-7720. Let us help you get your name out there.
Jason, we're kind of on the theme of construction here as well, and over in Creek Country, construction is busy here concerning the police force of the Muskogee Creek Nation.
That's absolutely right. If you come around the complex at any given time, chances are you're going to see a building being constructed or land being cleared, ground being broke. It's just part of the progression here around the complex, and Chief A.D. Ellis and his administration have made sure that we build to the future with each day. Everybody gets involved in the process of things going up and everything like that. And just like we said with the Veterans Building there at Cherokee Nation, a recent completed project has been our Veterans Building here, but another one is the Light Horse Building. The Muskogee Creek Nation Light Horse Police, we're in bad need, I'll say, of a new facility, one that has everything that they need to carry out their duties. And Jared and I were able to go and talk to Light Horse Chief Jack Shackelford, and we even talked him into giving us a little dime tour of the brand new facility. All right, I'm here with Light Horse Chief of Police, Mr. Jack Shackelford. And Jack, we got some new digs here around us. Great looking new building, and I know you're excited to be in here finally. We've done a few stories when it was being built, but now it's all new and shiny.
Oh man, we're really proud of this place. This is something that the whole nation ought to take pride in, and especially for the law enforcement part of the Creek Nation. I think we're going to have one of the better facilities as far as tribal agencies in the state, maybe in the nation as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Now, up till now and all of our interviews before, you've just been able to talk to me about some of the stuff that'll be in here. Now you're going to be able to show me. So let's take off and we'll take a look at some of the new stuff.
Grand tour. This is my office. This is my receptionist, secretary, my administrative assistant, Barbara Sands' office. Of course, the entryway. Going in here is our new dispatch area. We've upgraded our dispatch to where we can run 2 communications officers at the same time on 2 terminals and 2 radio mics, where before in the old office we could just barely squeeze one in. But no, we really like the way they designed the front of the building with the glass, and we designed the badge and had the Royal sign in Muskogee do the badge for us, and we were really pleased with the way it came out. And, when you enter the building here, you have to come up to dispatch, and if you want to get their attention, you have to push the button, and that calls the dispatcher. It works like a bank teller's window. They ask us, open a drawer, and she'll show them. If you got anything you need to send in, we can put it in the drawer.
Sure, have my truck keys.
She retrieves it back, and she can send it back out.
Can I get those back, though?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Started getting a little scared.
Yeah, the gate entrance to the building, dispatch has to either let you in, or each officer is going to have a key card, which he can swipe. But in here, this is Deputy Chief of Operations.
Hey, we know this guy.
Jay's, just ignore all the Marine Corps stuff on the walls because we try to overlook that. But Jay is in charge of investigations, narcotics, K-9 program, and he's over communications division. He's got his own little office here. So we have our own report system. It's called Global Network, and it's what the officers learn to write their reports on and prints it off. And now we've got a new printer. We spend a lot of money for it. It interfaces with the network, and they can actually network. And we hope to have the capability to, when the Tulsa casino gets open, we're going to have an office up there. The officers will be able to do the reports up there, network it back down here instead of having to drive back down here and file the reports. That way they can stay in Tulsa. We bought some new evidence lockers, which we're kind of proud of these. Before, we just had some jury-rigged file cabinets that we had locks on. But if an officer comes in, he's got something storing evidence, he unlocks it, puts the evidence in, takes the key out, puts the key in there, locks it up, and the evidence officer comes in the next day. He's got a master key to this. He comes in, takes it out, and documents all the evidence. Okay, onward and upward. This is our workout facility, which I get asked all the time how we rated this, and I said, well, when you design the building, you're going to get a little.
There you go.
You get a little leeway. So we designed it where we can have some places where the officers can come and work out. They are required by our policy to maintain a certain physical requirement. And I figured if we're going to have them, if we're going to require them to maintain a physical standard, then we should have some places where they can actually do physical workouts. So this is one of the bathrooms. Now, we did incorporate. Yeah, that's what it does. We did incorporate in the bathroom, the shower, and the locker room, which the officers never have before been able to. Say if an officer out in the field gets in a scuffle or gets, has to change a flat for somebody and comes in, his uniform's messed up. At least now he can come in, take a shower, change his uniform, and go back out on patrol. And also if he come in and work out, and the workout policy is I have to come in before work or after work and not during work.
Okay.
Property control technician has his facility in here, which he is the property control man, has charge of all the property we have, radios, guns, flashlights, uniforms, computers. He's a fleet manager for all of our vehicles. So we gave him a pretty good sized area to work in. This is one of our interview rooms, and we've actually got to utilize this several times in the last week. We can bring people in here and interview them concerning crimes, or if we have some type of situation like a child molestation, we have to bring kids in here, we can. This has got audio and video recording and sound capabilities in here. This plate up there is the microphone. It picks up sound, and like I said, in the last week we've used it 3 times. So this is something we really needed, and we're glad we got it now. We would have to take our prisoners down to county and do it down at the county. Now we can do it here. Plus, Deputy Chief Harkrider has got all the software in his office in there where he can dub off the DVDs on. The department has been collecting patches for the last 15 years, and we had them on a cork board over in the other building. I said, no, this is not going to be good enough. We need to have something that's a little more dressier and fancier. So we had GSA orders these shadow boxes, and I just finished the last one about 15 minutes before you came over here today. Oh, we love it. This is just too nice.
Yeah, it's very nice, and I want to thank you for for letting us speak with you for a few minutes, and two, taking us around everywhere, giving us a dime tour. It's been awesome and great new facility, and you don't want to, you just want to come here to, if you work here or if you're touring it. You don't want to have to come if you're bringing them. So
we don't want to see you here on a business basis. Just,
yeah, exactly
just
right.
visiting.
Just keep it visiting.
When anybody wants to come down, we're going to try to have open house on September 17th between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. We're going to have some snacks, and we're sending out invitations to other agencies. Of course, everybody in the tribe's welcome to come and tour it and view it and look at it. You know, this is made possible by the National Council and the Chief, and the Creek Nation funded it. So we're sharing it with everybody, and we want everybody to be proud of it.
Well, we're glad you got it, Jack. You guys well deserved. It's a great building, and you guys do a wonderful job. So keep it up. And
thank you, Jason.
We thank you, man.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, we come to another end of the proverbial tunnel, as we always say, the conclusion of another Native News Today program. Our thanks to all the people down in Okemah and having a groundbreaking ceremony for their new dental clinic. We wish them all the best. Over in Cherokee country, all the things happening over there during the Cherokee National Holiday. Miss Feather Smith, 2008-2009, Miss Cherokee Princess there. All the gentlemen that made the Cherokee Car Show a fantastic event out there, Don Johnson, Charles Gruce, and Bob Fowler. Cherokee Veterans Building being built there, Chad Smith and all those making that happen, a very historic event there for the Cherokees. And of course over here in the Light Horse Department here in the Muskogee Creek Nation, Jack Shackelford and all those, a Light Horse able to serve the citizens better.
Yeah, Gerald, that's one of the things, you notice about some of the stories we had today. A lot of progression going on at the tribes, and a lot of ground being broke and moving forward. And it's always wonderful that the tribes showcase these set of goals that they have and everything like that, and moving forward in the next century. And a lot of this is done for the people right now, but also a lot of it's done for the youth and the future generations. So the administrations of these tribes are recognizing that, and keep up the good work, because everything is running smoothly and on the right track.
That's right, and contact us too about those Native American stories that are happening out there. We love to go and cover those. For our producer Jared Moore, Jason Salzman, Gerald Wofford, as always, you take care. We'll be talking with you soon.